Now then, welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies. Hope you all had a great weekend and are back for joining me for some more Agrarian Skies 2 this week. I've got a big project on this week. We did Blood Magic last week and it kind of got to the point of we got tier 2 and we've got the beginnings. These were leftover runes that we had from testing things out and a spare rune that I had. And I've made a few blank runes since just to start the altar off. But I want to increase this to a level 3 this week. And there's certain things that I need to do. One of the things is put blood in the altar from a mob farm. So I've dismantled the old mob farm that was over here. This very basic mob farm that I had before. Dismantled that over here. Got a fair amount of loot. I've taken down the Iron Killer and I've got some bits and pieces in there. But I just wanted to have a look at this loot while we're here. Let's put this helmet back on now. Finished my intro. Just wanted to check to see what we'd get. We get some gold ingots and some gold coins off that one. Good. And a knowledge fragment, a nice helmet with aqua affinity, and a couple of emeralds, and a splash potion of weakness. Not bad. Not bad little deal there. Right, I'm going to throw those into there, though, out the way for now. We've got a fair few other bits and pieces that I've been gathering as well. Good stuff, I have to say. So having a mob farm is a good thing. I don't know how I got the purple dye, but somebody somewhere died and gave me purple dye for something. I don't know what. But I've got this mob farm. This is basically the output of the mob farm. This is currently where they're all standing. And I have to tell you right now that this is a temporary mob farm. I was building it thinking it was going to be permanent, and in the end I've changed my mind. I've got an altar which has currently got no blood, no LP in it. I've got a liquid transfer node there that transfers out into a drum, so the drum would then store a load of blood, and then I could take the drum up there. A bit later on I realised that I could just pump it, so I made a few more pipes and pump it straight into the altar there from the tank. So I can stand here where the mobs can't get me, and I can just hit them, one-shot them all with the sacrifice knife, and the blood goes into the altar. The blood then disappears into the transfer node into the tank, and the tank into another transfer node, and that transfer node takes it up to the other altar. Simple enough. Yeah, simple enough. They come down very slowly because while I was building it, I only built like the first level of the mob farm, and I didn't like how it was turning out. I didn't like how it was looking. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I was achieving the best I could from it. So I decided that that was it. I'm just going to show you what I've done for the basics and then change it around. Well, here's the base of it. And I've basically got a couple of pistons here. Let's go up the ladder a little bit and over. There we go. I've basically got a water source that they all fall into. And I was going to use these pistons to retract the block and have water flowing into two different directions. So I've got one that blocks off the water that way, so mobs would go the other way instead, down that way. And down at the bottom there, I was going to put the Iron Killer, so I could either set the mobs to auto-kill and have them killed down there with the auto-killer, or, and this is going to be me problematic getting out of here, I only really had all this fenced up just to stop the mobs getting out if any fell while I was waiting. It's the guillotine at the minute, the guillotine. Yeah, so, and on this side, I've currently got the same piston, but it's retracted right now to let the water flow that way. However, mobs on Agrarian Skies 2 can break glass. They hammer glass and torches and things. So I found very soon that I had to block this off completely, so I can't see the mobs flowing down it. Which I was trying to in the first place. I kept first few bits of glass, and I had some of these slabs on me, so I filled it in. Then the next time the glass started going, I had some stone on me because I was making runes up there. And, yeah, or slates, should I say, up there. So I ended up blocking it all off. There's basically, I was actually designing it. Look, you've got a nice little roof on it and all sorts. I've got a little roof on it. So it's supposed to look nice from outside. But it doesn't actually look right when it's all the way up there. It's okay, but I've only done one level, so it's not super efficient or anything yet. The mobs just basically fall down from up there, straight into a water stream down there. The water stream carries them over into the source block of water there, and then depending on which piston's in and out, depends on whether they flow left to the auto-killing, or no, left to the sacrifice altar, or right to the auto-killing. And all it happens is they come down and they flow across here, and then they fall down into this. And as you know, I just one-shot them then, and the blood goes into the altar and then gets zapped up and sucked out and put into the main altar. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. The drops go all over the place with this particular design, though, and I don't like that. I don't like the drops falling all over the place. I come up with an idea for that, which I will do later this week. And I will upgrade it. I will mess around with it. I'll rip all this down. But for right now, it's serving a purpose. La Guillotine is serving a purpose for me. I'll quickly show you up here, because I don't want to waste too much of the episode on a mob farm that's not actually working properly. Or rather, working properly, but I don't want it. I think I can find a better design. This is basically the chamber for spawning up here. And I've got some redstone trickery going on. Not much redstone trickery, but some redstone trickery. Goes along the back of a load of pistons. Let's see if I can do this without wrecking the job. There we go. Okay, so there's a row of pistons with a block on the top. And the pistons will push mobs out. There's a tripwire and a tripwire hook at the end there. So if any mobs spawn on the tripwire, then they will trigger a redstone signal which will force the pistons to fire, and that'll push the mobs down into the trench below. That's pretty much all there was to it. However, half slabs on the top may not be the best idea. Maybe I could have done a full block first to spawn them faster. But that is not my ideal now. I've spent all the time making that, and I don't think it's very good. I don't think it's a good design. I think I could do better. And with some of the things that I want to do in the future, which is why I've been thinking I can do better, I need to change it. But I'm not here today to change it for you and show you what I'm changing. I'll do that during the week, though, and I will show you what I'm doing. But for the purposes of this video today, hello, and how are you doing? This is the guillotine is going to be no more. Probably the next time you see it, I don't know. Maybe next episode we'll do something about it. But I wanted it to flow as close underneath the altar as possible, so that I could have a well of suffering underneath this altar. And I can't make the well of suffering ritual underneath this altar, which some of you may have no idea what the well of suffering is. I can't make the well of suffering until I've got a tier 3 altar. And to make a tier 3 altar, I'm going to need to have a load of these reinforced slates, of which is a double process in here, 3,000 blood. So I'm using 3,000 blood a time to make these slates in order to make the tier 3. And it's not super speedy going, but it's not too hard. I even made myself a little chair here so I can sit down and wait for it to happen. I can just chill out, sit down over here, and sit next to my altar, and just when I need to get them out, just click on it, put the next one in, and just chilling, just relaxing in my mob farm, in my altar, waiting for stuff to happen. And when the blood runs out, which is not very long because I've only got 10,000 capacity, at 9,000 I've only done 3 reinforced runes, and then I've got to go and kill some more mobs. And the mob farm isn't super efficient, so therefore I'm not killing a lot of mobs to get a load of blood. So I'm having to do a bit of self-sacrifice to go with it and all that kind of stuff. I want to move away from the point of getting self-sacrifice. So that is what we're working on now. This week we're going to be mostly dealing with mob farms, I think. Maybe, well, hopefully at the end of the week we'll be sorting out the Well of Suffering in Blood Magic, in order to set that up as an ultimate mob farm. But I'm going to need to put the mobs into it. Until I've got cursed earth and things like that, I want my mob farm to feed into it. I want my mob farm to feed several different ways. I want it to feed into the altar so they can be sacrificed for blood. Or I want them to feed into an area where I can sacrifice them for blood with the Dagger of Sacrifice and get the experience. I'm up to 42 experience levels right now. Or the other way is I want them to go into an MFR grinder and be ground down into mob essence. Or just go straight to the progressive automation and have that so that it just gets drops right? So there's a lot of things I want that mob farm to do, and while I was building it, I was thinking, how do I get it to do this? How do I get it to do that? How do I get it to do the other? For now, that's a temporary structure that's doing what I need it to do right now. Give me a few mob spawns so I can sacrifice them into the altar and get the blood up so that I can get myself a good collection of reinforced slates in order to make the blocks that I need to upgrade my altar to level 3. But while that's all going on in the background and I'm doing that little bit of grind, I've got a few more things that I've got to sort out. Got a few quests in the quest book. This was another thing, the altar Admitir. This is good stuff, I like this. It goes in the top corner here. I don't think I can do that right now, but it's something where it goes into this block space just here, or any of the corners on this top level, and it will be able to be set, according to this, it will emit... the altar emitter can be configured to check for a set amount of LP in the altar. Once the correct amount is detected, the emitter will send a redstone signal to, well, that's up to you. So I was thinking of using that to make myself an automated rune system. However, I can't really do that. I can't really do that right now because, it costs me a lot of redstone for one thing. And I also want a few more things set up first before that happens. So I'm looking into it, and I will keep on top of it and try and figure out when it's the best time to use it, and how I'm going to use it, and all that kind of jazz. But for right now, we'll do other things. A couple of ender pearls. Nice. Awesome. Okay. And some sugar. Thank you very much, Witchy. Alright. Denku. Thank you very much, Denku, for giving me some more of that sugar. Alright, so today I want to work on something else. Something a little bit different. I want to work on getting some leather off these dudes. I want the leather because I've got 43 levels of experience right now, and a bit of an experience farm that's... I'm getting experience while I'm working towards that. So I want to do some enchanting. And enchanting requires books, of course. Now I've got my Sugarcane Farm, which has got plenty of proceeds, and I keep coming around here every now and again, just knocking them down a bit, throwing them in here, and I've got quite a bit ready for making paper. So I'm good with that. Also, you'll see I've got these seeds of Botania flower seeds. When I sieved some dirt the other day, I think I got it. Or was it? Oh, it was Podzol. That was it. Podzol. You can make Podzol. I'm not doing Botania now, by the way. I'm just going to show you. Let's take 2 lots and 2 dirt, and quickly make a Podzol, and then I can show you what this bit is that I've been playing around with. Yeah, the pistons that I was going to use for the mob farm, I decided that it was going to... before I started making too many, I decided just to quit while I was ahead. Oh, and this is another thing that we've got. Apart from these inventory things changing their place now in the new update that we've just had yesterday, I think it was, something like that. The new update. Apart from that, red stained clay. I will show you the pods in a minute, don't I? I had some grass seeds. I made some grass. I used the bone meal on the grass to get some poppies. Turned the poppies into red dye. And I also got some dandelions as well for yellow dye for when that needs happening as well. But I made some red stained glass from that. Easy enough. That can go in there as well now. And then, where's it gone? There, I had a tank. I was making a blood tank. Did I put it in here? Have you already seen it? Oh yeah, there it is. I was making a blood tank from Sangomancy. In order to think about transferring things around, I ended up using the drum from Extra Utilities instead. But that did unlock me a quest. Over here, there we go, a quest completed, which gives me a hardened portable tank. Thank you very much, I love that. Yeah, so there's those, right, okay. There's a few other quests that we'll get into in a minute as well. But let's quickly do this. If the recipe's still the same after the update, I think it should be. Yeah, there we go. You get Podzol by putting spruce leaves around dirt, okay? So I set up a spruce tree farm and let the first few grow, sheared the leaves and so on. Got a bit of that. But this gives you a different kind of seeds. Well, that didn't even give me anything. But trust me, that's what I can do. I made like a stack. And that's what you can do to get the Botania seeds and things like that. I did that anyway, just to get a few bits and pieces. There was something else I was after. I can't remember exactly what it was now, but yeah, it was something else in the Podzil range that I was looking at. So I went for that. Got it. And then there's quest completed. Yeah. But for right now, let's put that in there. I want to get this rubber tree farm running a little bit smoother. At the minute, it's not converting the rubber tree wood into wood that it can use for power. Let's take another half a stack of that to keep this running for a little bit. It's not turning it into rubber. No, it's not turning the rubber wood into fuel in the fuel slot. And that's becoming a bit of an issue. It's becoming a bit of an issue. I don't know why it's not doing it. I know why it's not doing that. That's got to have the copper in it, hasn't it? I did have this running earlier. So taking stuff down, but not actually doing stuff. Yeah, it's doing it. It's doing it. Yeah, look, there we go. Raw wood and rubber. Even though this says it's got to be bronze harvest level, this is actually taking the rubber wood. But it wasn't putting the rubber wood in there for long enough. The rubber wood doesn't burn for long enough. And it's burning the raw rubber as well. So it burns up its entire inventory when it can, which is not a good deal at all, really, for me, is it? Not a very good deal at all for me. So that's an awful little tree farm setup that I've got going on there. I have managed to come and clear it out. When I put a stack of charcoal in there, it runs for a while and builds up a bit of stock. And then I get the rubber, cook the rubber up, and I'll get my my next stage sorted out, which is MineFactory Reloaded stuff. Oh, I'm out of baked potatoes, so that was good timing. There we go. Stick that in there. Cook that up a couple of times. It's got to cook twice, actually, to make the rubber into proper rubber sheets and things. We've got to cook it a couple of times. Kind of awkward. Rubber bar, yeah. And then the rubber bar gets cooked into rubber plastic, some type of plastic. Put those in there. Into a plastic, and then plastic, raw plastic. I put it into 4. Let's do uses. Put it into 4, and it turns it into sheets, or at least it should do. There it is. Yeah, plastic sheets. And these plastic sheets are pretty much what you need for everything MineFactory Reloaded. There we go. And what I want to be making in MineFactory Reloaded is... It's over here. I want to make a breeder. So some carrots covered in gold, machine frames, a couple of plastic, a bit of purple dye, which is blue and red if you don't have purple dye coming through your mob farm, and a little bit of a redstone reception coil there. And then we're going to have a chronotyper, a couple of emeralds, which I just picked up some more purple dye, another reception coil, another machine frame, another couple of plastic sheets, and then we want to do we could do a slaughterhouse. It's only Invar. We could do a slaughterhouse with Invar, but I may just use a grinder, because then I can potentially turn it into a different mob farm as well. So I can potentially turn this into the mob farm that grinds from the mob farm that I'm going to make this week, that can go either to this grinder unit and make mob essence, or to the blood altar and make blood. Yes? So I can split this either way. Whereas the slaughterhouse, I think it only slaughters animals, but it gets meat from them as well. And, yeah. So that's what we're planning on making, right? So I've got a lot of these to cook up. There we go, another 12 there to cook up. I'm going to cook them up there, make a few more raw plastic, make a load of plastic sheets. That should be enough to get going at least. And then I'm going to make those items. I'm going to mix up some of the lapis to make purple. I've got a bit of purple in that mob farm you saw earlier. And bone meal. I'm going to make some more bone meal. I'm going to bone meal up some more on this grass to try and get some more red flowers. And once I've got those made up, we will start the second part of this episode. Hey, this one. Start the second part of this episode where we'll set up the mob farm. And I need it set up next to that mob farm, so probably the chunk just next to it, so that the grinder is around this area so I can direct mobs into the grinder when we're done. Alrighty, I thought I'd better bring you back just in case this goes horribly wrong for me. I'm making myself a lasso to kill a couple of these cows. Oh, wrong way around, of course. Of course it is. Why would I get that the right way around? You never get those things the right way around, do you? Oh. So I've got the lasso. I can... Well, I can lasso a cow? No? Oh, what? Oh, no. No, Jaded, no. Did you break it so that I can't lasso something? Have you broken the lasso? I can't lasso something? Oh, come on! Come on! No! It refuses to lasso! Oh, my days. Okay, well, that was a fail. I guess then to make these books, I'm just going to have to kill the cows and pick up the leather. Let's just kill this cow in the corner and this cow in the corner and drop down into the corner myself. Ow. Gimme leather, gimme leather. Oh no, it's down there, man. Okay. Do I just kill all the cows and then make something of it? I can't move them now, can I? I was thinking of moving them over to this pen, but I guess I'm going to have to make spawn eggs. So, yeah, you're all dead, sorry. All absolutely dead. Yeah, you're all dead. Whee! I get the cow tipper achievement. Woohoo! I unlocked another inventory slot. And, yeah, I killed all my cows. Oh well. So, yeah. Okay, so now I can make a few books anyway. I need 2 books for this particular recipe. I might need more for my enchanting area later, though. Oh, that one there. There we go. So, yeah. I've been using this Steve's workshop table to have 4 crafting tables on the go at once, so I could go and grab all the ingredients and get them all sorted out. So we've got a breeder. The breeder will breed the animals. We've got a chronotyper, which will move the animals, move babies, and separate them. And we've got a grinder, which is going to grind them up and spit out all the bits and pieces afterwards. Now, chunk-wise, this is the chunk boundary here. This is the chunk boundary right here. So I've got to figure out a layout kind of on this level, I'm thinking, because this is almost floor level. And give them power and things like that from underneath them. So, mostly, this should be an easy job. Should be an easy job. Let me just get some fences and some bits and pieces like that sorted out. Build the areas that I want them to operate in. And I also need to worry about power. The power side of things, we've got a power grid options here, which I may as well use a couple of these. So, there's a sun power option. Tiny amounts of power from the sun. This works if the block can see the sky. It's not cloudy, rainy, or nighttime. Solar panel. And also a survivalist generator. So I may as well make those 2 things. Let's just check out this solar panel. Was it panel? Was it solar? Or sun? It was solar then, was it? Solar panel. There we go. From Solar Flux. Solar panel. We've got to get these 3 mirrors. What are they? Glass with silver. Glass with silver. Okay. Do I have silver at the minute? I've got a couple of silver ingots at the minute. And I can soon get some more. So I'm going to make one of these solar panels. What is it? Transfer 16. Generation 2. Generation 2 flux per tick. It's probably not going to be the best in the world for doing things like this. It's not going to be the best. But I'm going to make one anyway for the quest, so I'll see if I can just start up using that. I might go on to doing something like this, because I've got enough diamonds and all that to actually do a solar generator that's decent anyway. We've also got lava gen all over the place, so I could possibly do another lava gen and all that. How I'm going to power these machines doesn't really matter for this episode. I'm going to power these machines just quickly and simply for this episode, and then mess around with it a bit more. But I need to make a few things first. Well, that didn't take too long. Didn't take as long as I was expecting it to take. I know I could away, but that didn't take too long. I've set up a little area over here. I'll explain it all before I put the mobs in. I've put the solar panel on the top here, and as you can see by the Walia in the bottom corner, it's slowly but surely increasing power. The power in here, the breeder doesn't use a lot of energy, right? And it can't breed the animals more than every 20 minutes or something anyway, or every 5 minutes or something. So it can't breed very often. So the power going into it doesn't need to be a lot, because per operation it's not too much. So the solar panel that only generates a little bit when it's sunny may be all I need to set it up. The chronotyper, which uses a fair bit of RF per action, only operates as often as this operates, really, because it's transferring babies across to the other side here. That I stuck a survivalist generator on, and I'll have to keep topping it up with charcoal every now and again. And the same with the grinder. The grinder, I've already got some mob essence in because some mobs spawned in the dark area. There's one little dark spot just in the middle there, and some mobs spawned earlier. So I've already got some essence there. And that will use up a bit of energy from the survivalist generator every now and again. Right? Explaining to you guys who don't know what these things do, the breeder will basically try and breed using whatever's in here. So if I put wheat in, it'll breed cows and sheep. If I put seeds in, it'll breed chickens. If I put carrots in, it'll breed pigs. Fairly straightforward. And it'll try and breed them every time they've got a breed cycle available. The chronotyper is set to moving babies. You can either move adults or move babies in it. Set to moving babies, and the flashing side pointing into this area means that whenever there's a baby, i.e. when the breeder's done its job, it makes a baby, the baby then gets sucked up by the chronotyper and deposited out the back into this area. Then the baby is in this area here. The grinder is only able to kill mobs and adult animals. So the baby just sits in here and grows and grows and grows. Well, as soon as it becomes an adult, the grinder will kill it. And then I get the mob essence and the drops. The drops come out the back and go into a transfer node. Transfer node goes down, down, down into here. So we should be able to just set that up down here now. Let's just kill these few. Get some more blood in my altar, because I've used quite a lot of blood to make the eggs. That's still all running smoothly, going up there. I've actually used 7,000 LP per egg. Yeah. Down here I've got a barrel where I can put wheat, but I'm thinking I've got enough space to build a little auto farm for wheat as well. And now I've got the 10-10-10 wheat crop. I should be able to do a progressive automation farming system for wheat and have it put in directly so that it goes straight up into there. And the output will be cows, so well, cows for now. So I've done this little setup here. I might go refined relocation later on when I've got loads of mob drops from the whole mob farm and everything, but for now it gets rawhide, leather and beef from cows. But as I slaughtered all my cows, I've got to replenish my herd, and I'm doing that rather because I couldn't lasso them across. I couldn't move them around because that's now an issue. I can't move that up into my inventory because it goes into that top slot first. Good job. So I used the recipe in here, which is recipe. This recipe here, 3 leather and a diamond with 7,000 LP to make a couple of spawn eggs. So now I can start with the first 2 spawns of adult cows over here, and I can possibly do that a couple more times. I might have to do that a couple more times. I put fences, as you can see, and half slabs on top of the machine so the cows won't be able to escape. They will try and attack me, oh yes, which is why I've got an extra little run around the side here so that they can't attack me very often. I've got that, and I should be able to walk around here. I'm going to put a little platform in here at some point as well, like this bit now, so that I can walk past them. There we go. Even the babies are after me, look. Yeah, even the babies. Well, it works in a 5x5 area, which is why I've done a 5x5 area here. All these machines run in 5x5, so the breeder will breed these cows within a 5x5 area. I've just got to stay out of their way so that they can't see me, so they don't go all mad cow on me. And the babies also can have a 5x5 area because the grinder kills in a 5x5 in front of it. My next stage then is to get the mob farm up and running and have mobs filtering into here. So water streams dropping them off into here somehow. Putting the mobs in there to be grind up if I so choose that method of killing. All in all, that is exactly what I wanted to achieve this episode. Got all that sorted out, and we managed to complete a few of these quests as well, because we did the sun power, I crafted up the solar panel, get a bit of redstone, thank you very much. And the survivalist generator, get a bit of coal for that, thank you. And there we go, awesome. Get in there with the quests as well, thank you very, very much for watching. Where did that go? I don't know, let's do this. Thank you very, very much for watching another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. I've been Nemsun, your host, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. Thank you very, very much for watching. See you again.